Hello. Welcome or welcome back. It's a Monday, meaning it's it's Monday. Haven't done an episode since the first day of 2024, so I think it's time for the next installment of the series. Today's story is about a man named Tom.
In the seemingly endless cycle of routine, it's Monday, encapsulates the relentless monotony of Tom's world. Every Monday, the same old alarm jolts him awake, and the dreary commute drags him to a job that's just as colorless and uninspiring as the day before. From mundane meetings filled with empty corporate jargon to the soul-sucking glow of fluorescent office lights, join Tom as he navigates the all-too-familiar drudgery of the week's most dreaded day. This story offers no silver linings. Just a raw, unfiltered look at the Monday blues that haunt office cubicles far and wide.
And now, without further ado.
Introduction. Aw shit, it's Monday.
These words fell from Tom's lips with the weight of 1,000 Sundays behind them. Every week, the same dread, the same resignation. It was his mantra, his unwanted anthem as he dragged himself out of bed at the ungodly hour of 6 a.m. This is the story of Tom, a middle-aged office worker, whose life seemed almost painfully ordinary, painted in the stark hues of monochrome monotony.
The alarm sounds.
The story begins, as it invariably does, with the jarring sound of the alarm. Tom reached out a hand, his fingers fumbling in the dark to silence the intrusive beep that signaled the start of another week. His room was dim, lit only by the faint glow of a street lamp filtering through half-closed blinds. Outside, the world was still, the quiet of dawn disrupted only by the occasional early bird or the distant rumble of a garbage truck.
Morning routine.
Tom's morning routine was a ritual of necessity, not of enjoyment. Shower, shave, cereal. Each action performed with robotic precision. There was no coffee brewing, no toast popping. This was not a television commercial but the grim reality of Monday morning. His breakfast was a bowl of cereal, the soggy flakes floating listlessly in a pool of milk, much like how Tom felt adrift in his own life.
The commute.
With a sigh, Tom grabbed his coat and keys and stepped out the door. The air was chill, a reminder that the sun hadn't quite caught up with the fact that the world was supposed to be awake. He walked to the bus stop, each step heavy, each breath a white cloud vanishing into the cold. The bus was late, as usual, filled to the brim with other souls equally thrilled to be embarking on their weekly pilgrimage to the altars of their respective employment. Tom found a spot near the back, standing because the idea of sitting only to stand again seemed too much effort. He leaned against the window, the glass cold against his forehead, and watched the city slowly come to life.
Arrival at the office.
The office building loomed ahead, its gray facade as cheerless as the sky above. Tom swiped his badge and entered, the familiar beep a confirmation of his return to captivity. The fluorescent lights flickered overhead, casting a pallid glow over the cubicles. His desk awaited him, an inanimate judge that seemed to critique him for his weekend absence. As he booted up his computer, the emails began to flood in. Subject lines blurred together. Deadlines, meetings, reports due, all screaming for attention. Tom stared at the screen, his heart sinking further with each new notification.
The meeting.
At 10 a.m., the first meeting of the day. The conference room was filled with the murmurs of colleagues who had also reluctantly dragged themselves from the comforts of home. The manager, a man with a permanently furrowed brow, launched into the week's targets and expectations. Tom's eyes glazed over. He knew this spiel by heart. Words like
synergy
and
proactive
bounced around the room, hollow and meaningless. Tom doodled in the margins of his notebook, his mind miles away. The meeting dragged on, time stretching thin, until finally, it was over, and he could escape back to the solitude of his cubicle.
Lunch break.
Lunch was a sandwich bought from the overpriced cafe downstairs. Tom ate at his desk, crumbs falling onto the keyboard, each bite as tasteless as the last. He scrolled through his phone, not really reading the articles he flicked past. It was a distraction, a way to fill the void that Monday seemed to widen with every passing hour.
Afternoon slump.
The afternoon was worse. The post-lunch slump hit hard, and Tom fought to keep his eyes open as he typed up report after report. The clock ticked loudly, each second a pronounced thud against the backdrop of clicking keyboards and ringing phones. By the time 5 p.m. rolled around, Tom was a shell. He packed up his things slowly, his movements sluggish, drained from the effort of simply enduring the day.
The commute home.
The bus ride home was a mirror of the morning. Same bus, same route, same tired faces. The city had dimmed into evening, the sky a gradient of orange and pink that Tom barely noticed. When he finally reached his apartment, the relief of closing the door behind him was palpable.
Conclusion. Aw shit, it's Monday.
This wasn't just a statement of fact. It was a feeling, a mood, a lived experience for Tom. It was a cycle, repeated each week with no reprieve in sight, each Monday a harsh reminder of the life he led. In this story, there is no silver lining, no uplifting twist at the end. It is simply the reality of Tom and countless others, who live their lives one Monday at a time, each as unremarkable and wearisome as the last. This is not just a story about hating Mondays, it's a narrative about the mundane, the routine, and the stark truth of an unfulfilled life marked by the calendar's most dreaded day.
The end.
The story speaks for itself. You can leave your thoughts below. Make sure to check out the tee that inspired the Aw Shit It's Monday series, the Aw Shit It's Monday tee, at my apparel site, justtextclothing.com. Okay, I think I'm done for now. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that jib jab. That's it for me now. See you in the future.